This is a transaction desk video on how to label a file in the correct naming convention so that the file could be understood when looking at it. So we have a residential buyer tenant representation agreement. Looks like it might have been signed. We're going to take a look at it. It's been signed by the buyer. And so we're going to label this properly. So we're going to right click on the ellipses. We're going to hit rename. And this is going to be, we start out with 0000, the address, Lake Fair Drive. We do an underscore. It's going to be the first initial of the person, and it's Noriega. And underscore, if there's a husband and wife with the same last name, you're going to do hyphen. Let's say it's Nick and Roberta Noriega. It's going to be like that, but since we just have the first initial, and then we're going to have the type of transaction, residential buyer tenant representation agreement. You can actually reduce some of this, represent your agree, and then it's going to be either a buyer sig for who signed it last, or it could be a seller sig. Okay, and if both parties have an executed contract they both signed, you're going to do it exe, so we can always keep the file names correct. The executed documents are the ones that are going to be submitted into the contract. So I am going to make this one a buyer sig, and that is how we look down here at these should all be labeled in the proper way. It's easy to do, to go through, and we can label any of these. So let's say information about brokerage services. The easiest way is to we're going to copy this part of it right here. Okay, and we can go through all these and rename this. Okay, so rename. Okay, information about brokerage, BRK services, and it has been executed because all parties have signed. Okay, that's how we do our naming convention. So anybody who opens a file can see that this has been executed. That's a document that could be submitted. This one is still partially executed because all we have is the B sig. If the seller sent back theirs with changes and has not yet been executed, then it will be changed to S sig as another document down here until we finally get the executed document. That's how we do a naming convention.